I am pleased to declare Quinnipiac University's 2020 virtual commencement exercises for the School of Business and the School of Engineering officially open. Woo! So while I believe that I speak for all of us, that none of us would have wanted to be celebrating in this virtual fashion. Oh, Jesus.
We're good. We can see you, Deborah.
Oh, you can? Oh, and
Yeah.
you can hear me say that then. I thought I went totally away. All right, trying again. So we've begun, and while I speak for all of us that none of us would have wanted to be celebrating in this virtual fashion, and I don't want to be having technical glitches, we are nonetheless so grateful for the opportunity and the chance to be together, to celebrate with all of you, and to have this opportunity to really honor the accomplishments of the class of 2020. It is now my privilege to introduce Dr. Judy Olian, who is the president of Quinnipiac University, and she will bring you greetings on behalf of the entire university community.
Thanks, Deborah, and good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to be with you this evening, a bit of a stormy evening here, to celebrate this incredible milestone with you and your families. There is so much you have to be proud of, and I want you to know how truly sad we are not to be in person with you, to recognize your achievements. If you'd asked me back in March, when we finally reunite for your commencement, I would have said for sure late summer or fall is a good bet. But as we've come to learn these last 6 months, the one predictable thing about COVID is just how unpredictable life has become because of it. And while I wish nothing more than to be standing before you and your families and friends at the People's United Center, we didn't think it was fair to delay celebrating your milestone accomplishments any longer. So let's think of this as an excuse to have two parties instead of one. First today in this virtual format, and then we hope again in person next spring. So we'll see you in person then. Commencement has always marked an exciting and perhaps slightly anxious time for graduates. A major, even mega, formative chapter in your life has come to an end, and you're now just getting started on writing a series of new chapters in your life, chapters that will contain exciting journeys, eye-opening experiences, successes, and yes, some setbacks. That's part of moving forward. Opportunities to impact individuals and communities around you. But as I think of the class of 2020, there's something else special about you. You and your classmates will forever have a unique bond that will be etched in your memories. You were the COVID graduating class, not a distinction you actually aimed for, but nonetheless one that was very impactful. There were hardships and disappointments you experienced and overcame over those final 6 weeks of school, creeping into your final exams, job searches, and perhaps your first months of employment. But from these experiences was born resilience, adaptability, a shared bond, and determination to be strong together as we get through this to the other side. I was reading a Harvard Business Review essay about leadership recently, and the author's words struck me as not only applicable to veteran leaders of companies and institutions, but to this class of 2020 as well. The author wrote, "Real leaders are not born. The ability to help others triumph over adversity is not written into their genetic code. They are instead made. They are forged in crisis." Each of you completed your college or grad school experience forged in crisis. And as a result, I firmly believe that you're now sharing the next chapter of your life with a set of skills, perspectives, and leadership qualities not taught in the classroom, but instead born out of adversity with bonds that connect you together as a graduating class. And while COVID will certainly not define your years here at Quinnipiac, it's taught you something about resilience, about changing course when needed, about controlling what you can control, and about building what-if scenarios for the parts that you don't control, about leaning on others for support when needed, asking for help, and then offering strength to others when they need it. Those are important building blocks to become a leader. Some individuals will go through their entire careers without developing these qualities. So yes, there's a silver lining in this crisis, in what it has taught us about ourselves, forced us to uncover within ourselves, and brought us closer in giving each other support and strength. Let's not lose those qualities or lessons. Let's use them to help improve the lives of the people and communities around you. And our communities need you now more than ever. We live in times of social and political polarization, of growing tensions along economic, gender, religious, ethnic, and racial divides. We're constantly and painfully reminded, as recently as the last couple of days, of the deep divides within our country around race relations and social injustice. It's also an urgent wake-up call that it is time for our community to take the burden of our colleagues who are Black, Indigenous, and people of color onto our own collective shoulders, so that it is not they who must again explain or lead change. Rather, each of us must affirm that Black lives matter, and we must commit to actions that will reverse an entrenched history of racism. These challenges also present opportunities at a time when our country is also experiencing unprecedented discoveries in medicine, technology, services, and social connectors that, if deployed wisely, could radically alleviate these tensions. And you're the generation that can achieve this. You are the future engineers, cybersecurity experts, software developers, logisticians, analysts, strategists, financiers, entrepreneurs and inventors, managers and leaders who will facilitate these positive developments. You will help bring these advances to market, invent, make, and build creations that improve the quality of life for a wide cross-section of society. You'll offer broad access to these advances and challenge the entrenched social order that is unequal. You're already doing your part. Not surprisingly, your talents, caring, and dedication have extended to local and global communities. You helped over 200 taxpayers through the Voluntary Income Tax Assistance Program, VITA, preparing over 450 federal and state tax returns, resulting in more than $340,000 in refunds for local residents. Graduate business students used their MBA project management class to provide over 500 hours of consulting time to research, design, and deliver full project plans for businesses across 5 states in the Northeast, as well as for companies overseas. You raised funds for New Haven-based International Refugee and Immigration Services, a nonprofit that supports local refugees. You quickly pivoted and turned the annual Q-thon dance marathon into a virtual event, and still were able to raise over $200,000 for Connecticut Children's Medical Center. You taught young children about financial literacy, business, and entrepreneurship. And you accomplished this while managing a very hefty course load. We are extremely proud of you and admiring of your choices and passions. We appreciate your actions, which align well with Quinnipiac's strategic priority of nurturing communities, one of the 4 pillars of our strategic plan. You're each ambitious, talented, caring, and curious, and most importantly, you conduct yourselves with integrity and decency. As you go forth as Quinnipiac alumni, I encourage you to help others as you have been helped along the way, whether mentoring future generations who follow you, becoming leaders in business, government, or community organizations, reaching out to others who are not as blessed or fortunate as you, solving business, technical, environmental, or social problems that are the planet's biggest challenges today, or just reaching out to a child, neighbor, or elderly resident who simply needs your care and compassion. I also encourage you to remain curious and open to the new, to continue learning and growing. I personally have learned most from people who are very different from me, with dissimilar skills and talents, worldviews, or upbringing, or who are born into very different life circumstances. Be open to those differences and learn from them. If we've learned anything during this pandemic, it's that our life can change very rapidly. We don't know what we'll need to know in 10 years or even in 5 years and maybe not even next year. What we do know is that to be successful and enlightened, we must be lifelong learners and we must be adaptive to change. You're lucky and you are gifted. As John F. Kennedy said, to those whom much is given, much is expected. Remember to share your blessings and to give back. We'll be forever proud of you and we'll follow your life's journey with great interest. Remain a Bobcat for life and know that you'll always have a home here at QU. And we hope you come back often. Stay connected wherever you land. Find ways to remain in touch with your fellow QU family. Remain curious and engage in lifelong growth and learning. So, congratulations to the business and engineering classes of 2020 on this awesome milestone in your life journeys. You've already made your mark, and we can't wait to see how you will continue to change the world. Congrats.
Thank you very much, President Olean. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce to you our first student speaker of the evening, our graduate student speaker, Olivia Atkins. Olivia has just completed her Master's of Business Administration, and she is from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I'll turn it over to you, Olivia.
Thank you, Provost Leibowitz.
And I'll tell you one other thing about her. It's her birthday. So happy birthday. Not only do you get to speak, but it's her birthday. All right, now you can go ahead.
Thank you, Provost Leibowitz and President Olean. Good evening. I would like to welcome our distinguished guests, faculty, administrators, family, and friends to Quinnipiac University's 2020 very special graduation. On behalf of the graduating class, I want to thank our families, friends, and loved ones for always supporting us emotionally and even at times financially. I want to thank our Quinnipiac professors and staff for giving us the proper tools to fill our toolboxes so we can go out into the world and succeed. Congratulations, graduates, we did it. I'd like to take a moment to read the following: a common bond that unites all of us as Bobcats, the Quinnipiac Creed. I choose to be a member of the Quinnipiac University community. I strive for integrity, responsibility, and academic excellence. I respect and value all members of the diverse community. I embrace the inclusion of all people. I preserve Quinnipiac's traditions of pride and spirit. Together, we are the architects of our future. We are the legend. When you really stop to think about it, the Creed has never been embraced more by a graduating class. I've witnessed firsthand how each of us Bobcats supported one another this past year during times of opposition, for example, with academics standing side by side for social change, or with personal and professional challenges, all while facing a global epidemic head on. Throughout it all, we created memories and friendships that will last a lifetime while also focused on achieving our academic goals. Most Quinnipiac students began their journey in the arena. Certainly, graduation would have happened in this arena pre-pandemic, where we would close one chapter and start a new one. It is without a doubt that we as individuals and collectively have maximized our potential given the obstacles we have faced. Some of those accomplishments, including our academics, of course, might include Greek life, being a student athlete, having been involved or putting up with traffic as a commuter student, and more. No matter what the challenge, we Bobcats have turned them into opportunities, exemplifying pure resilience and unity post-COVID. So while there is a void from not being physically in the arena together, we take time now to celebrate your accomplishments, but also get ready to step into your next arena. Oh, and don't forget your power pose. Let's be honest, people. If making it to graduating during a pandemic does not make us legends, I don't know what does. Lastly, I leave you with the words from the distinguished, very wise and fun man himself, Walt Disney. Laughter is timeless, imagination has no age, and dreams are forever. So go out there and take the friends you have made here and continue to make memories and laugh. Continue to think outside the box and never let anyone tell you something is impossible. And always dream, because there are no limits. Congratulations again to the class of 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia. And, you know, great job embracing the legend that is this class, no question. So it's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Matthew O'Connor, who is the Dean of the School of Business, to introduce the graduates from the School of Business.
Thank you, Deborah. First, I'm going to introduce our commencement speaker, Don Desiderato. Don is the founder of Mantissa Group, a strategy consulting firm serving chief information officers and their leadership teams. Don is a seasoned C-level executive with prior C-level roles at New York Life, Novarica, Prudential, and ING. He graduated from Quinnipiac University with a bachelor's degree in computer information systems in 1984 and currently serves on the Quinnipiac University School of Business Advisory Board. Don.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate that kind introduction. And to the class of 2020 School of Business and School of Engineering, my most sincere congratulations to each and every one of you on your accomplishment. So I've been asked to address you this evening, and as a former graduate of the class of 1984, a member of the Dean's Advisory Board, and this comes with a number of firsts for me, as it certainly does for you. I'm honored to address you, but never anticipated in my wildest dreams that a university commencement speech would be on Zoom, that I wouldn't be able to physically see you, shake your hands, and I won't really benefit from the wine and that really good buffet that Quinnipiac usually offers its guests after the ceremony. So maybe next time, my friends. But I accept this reality, and I look forward to speaking with you. So while I like to tell you my personal story, I first want to reflect a little bit on a characteristic that you have developed, probably more so than all of the classes that preceded you. And that characteristic is resilience. You see, resilience is a strength that comes from the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. And it has synonyms such as toughness and flexibility and pliability and elasticity and the ability to bounce back. I believe resilience for you comes from the impact of this pandemic. According to the World Health Organization, pandemics are extremely rare. So much so that since 1900, there have been only 8 pandemics. And for you, all of you, some impacts are notable and deeply disappointing. Not being able to be on campus during your senior year, interruptions in your relationships that you built with the Quinnipiac community, not having the opportunity to have conversations with your professors and your friends as you begin to think about your life ahead, the parties, the celebration, and the courtesy of a normal graduation. But I'm sure you're thinking of other impacts. Will there be a job for me? Will I get sick? Will I infect others? How does this civil discontent that we see today affect me? So as I've said, you've developed this characteristic, a characteristic that it takes others decades to build, and that is resilience. So there was a 17th century Japanese poet and samurai who once wrote, "My barn having burned down, I can now see the moon." It goes, "My barn having burned down, I could now see the moon." And I encourage you to really think about the meaning of this saying and the intent of the poet. You see, to me, it's simple. Your barns will burn down throughout your lives and your careers. I promise you that that will happen. But when they do, what will you do? And you have 2 options. You will wallow in the tragedy of the burned barn or look for what you've not seen before, that moon. I believe that you have this ability to look forward. You're very, very unique generation of students that have come to realize very early in your life that something great might be possible when that barn burns. Let me transition for a minute and talk about my life, my career, the meaning of Quinnipiac to me, not because I'm particularly interesting, because frankly I'm not, but because it may have some meaning to you that I wanted to share. So I graduated in 1984 with a degree in computer information systems. I was a resident assistant, resident director. I played sports. I had fun, graduated with honors. I got myself into a share of trouble. In many ways, I was just like you. To my surprise, the friendships that I developed during my Quinnipiac years still exist today. Sure, I've made friends over the years, but for some reason, these special friendships have sustained. Quinnipiac stayed in my life throughout the years. Not that I planned that to be the case, but because Quinnipiac has had such an impact on my life, I'm always drawn back. So as time went on and I became more successful in my career, I reached out to Quinnipiac to develop internship opportunities. I helped graduates who needed a job on graduation. I even became a member of the Dean's Advisory Board. I tell you all of this because Quinnipiac means a lot, more so than you probably realize right now. But Quinnipiac will be there for the rest of your lives. I encourage you to take advantage of it. And when you are successful, and I know you will be, give back to this great institution and help others. As a new Quinnipiac grad, I want to encourage you to have optimism. I promise you there will be jobs for you. Our profession is in a renaissance right now. You've had great training. Sure, you may have to look a little harder, widen your search, but the opportunities are there. Use that great education that you've gotten from Quinnipiac and merge that education with your newfound resilience. Perhaps being an entrepreneur is not a bad idea. Use the resources at the university to help you. Call former students who are embedded in their careers and ask for a hand. And hey, feel free to give me a call or email. I'm happy to help in any way I can. So my life and my career has been a journey. I've had moments when my barn burned down, many times. Poor choices with some of my early jobs, wondering how I'd pay my bills, losing virtually my entire life savings in the market crash of 2008. But I learned to be resilient like you. I was fortunate enough to travel the world. I worked for some of the best companies in the United States, reached the pinnacle of my career. I was elected to public office twice. I volunteered, I cared, I gave back. I married my Quinnipiac sweetheart. I had 2 children who are a blessing to me. And I was just given my first granddaughter, Madison Marie. You too are on a journey, which I know you're prepared to begin. Just continuing my story, in late 2019, I made the decision to leave a career as an executive at a time when life was pretty easy. I decided to be this entrepreneur and founded my own company exactly at the time when COVID hit. People questioned my decision. I forged forward, looked at the moon, embraced my new reality. My new reality is Zoom meetings, Zoom commencement addresses, Microsoft Teams, and learning to deliver services remotely. And while other firms hunkered down, claiming to wait for things to return to normal, we moved forward and embraced the moment. So I conclude with this. Like mine, your life journey will be uniquely yours, with ups and downs, but it will be yours. Enjoy the journey, and I'm deeply optimistic of your success. I believe in you. I believe in your success. I have optimism. Class of 2020, let the barn burn. Look for the larger-than-life harvest moon and grow. Congratulations to you all, and live big.
Thank you, Don. At this point, we'll move on to the next phase of tonight's ceremony, and I am pleased to introduce the candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration from the School of Business. Kimberly Ann Alexander, Tyler James Amberger, Timothy Ryan Angeletti, Alexa Jean Arzano, Olivia Rachel Atkin, Laura M. Bakioki, Brooke Alicia Beckerman, Melissa Ann Boniface, Amy Rose Bono, Brendan Samuel Cairns, Amanda Marie Calamito, Kristen Ellen Capuzzo, Alyssa Rose Carbonera, Amy Michelle Cavallo, Carmela Cervetta, Lisette Chow, Erin Kelly Siborowski, Carolyn Elizabeth Conti, Andrea S. Cordero, Joseph James Cunningham, Kathleen Ann Dacey, Sean Gregory Dacey, E. Hong Dong, Sean Finnegan, Catherine Eleanor Freeman, Gabriela Sofia Garcia, Rebecca Leah Garfinkel, Kyle Jeter, Oya Jang, Stephen M. Justo, Victoria Korestesh, James K. Kozlowski, Alana Rose Link, Yu Peng Liu, Ellen E. Mahoney, Anthony Charles Martino, Abby Esmeralda Martin, Elizabeth Marie McMorrow, Paige Christina Meyer, Elizabeth Miedzinski, Amanda Rose Murad, Eric Patrick Murray, Kendall Lee Nickel, Daniel Patrick O'Toole, Margaret I. Ojo, Matthew F. Peterson, Timothy Joseph Poland Jr., Elizabeth Leora Schuler, Emily Rose Stovkin, Kelsey Lynn Sweeney, Whitney Mary Viola, Evan B. Warren, Louis E. Westfall Jr., Gabrielle Hannah Whitaker. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the School of Business candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration.
Thank you, Dean O'Connor, and congratulations to our graduates. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Business Administration with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, everyone.
I am pleased now to introduce the candidate for the degree of Master of Science in Accounting from the School of Business, Alyssa L. Zumo. Alyssa is also the recipient of the Faculty Award for Academic Excellence in the Master of Science Accounting program. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the School of Business the candidate for the degree of Master of Science in Accounting.
Thank you, Dean O'Connor. By the power vested in me by the Board of Regents, by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Science in Accounting with all of the rights and privileges pertaining to thereto. Congratulations to our graduate.
I am now pleased to introduce the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Business Analytics from the School of Business. Caroline Mahani Accardi, Jacob Keith Bjornberg, Bobby Catherine Caginelli, Bobby is the recipient of the Faculty Award for Academic Excellence in the Master of Science Business Analytics program. Congratulations, Bobby. Jenna Cripps. Francisco Flores Diaz. Kimberly Ann King. Seshadri Madhu Sudanan. Elroy Murray. Bukuola Okulaja. Tulio Francesco Osa. William Shin. Arpit Sooth. Eric M. Swanson. Madam President, I have the honor now to present from the School of Business the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Business Analytics.
Dean O'Connor, thank you. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon our graduates the degree of Master of Science in Business Analytics with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates.
I'm now pleased to introduce the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Organizational Leadership from the School of Business. Noemi Bond. Karen Marie Buckley. Lauren M. Castagnola. Sherlyn Beth Salone. Sherlyn is the recipient of the Faculty Award for Academic Excellence in the Master of Science Organizational Leadership program. Congratulations, Sherlyn. Angel Claudio. Danisha Elena Collins. Christine Curtis. Mistral Etienne. Amy L. Grenier. Kashin R. Levitt. Ziying Lee. Jennifer Lee Maloney. Joseph Louis Pontacaloni. Leanne Pua. Andre Eric Rochester. Carlos Ivan Ruiz. Javier Alejandro Saglaguero. Dana M. Saporito. Rose Ann Seelenbinder. Regina Young. Sarah C. Young. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the School of Business candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Organizational Leadership.
Thank you, Dean O'Connor. Congratulations, graduates. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Master of Science in Organizational Leadership with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
I'm pleased now to introduce the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration from the School of Business. Fructoso H. Canales. Thomas J. Chapman, Jr. Thomas is the recipient of the Award for Academic Excellence in the Bachelor of Business Administration program. Congratulations, Thomas. Catherine A. Gerard. Camila James Harry Paul. Maria Nunez. Catherine E. Schwartz. Manuel Torres. Danielle M. Verano. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the School of Business candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Thank you, Dean O'Connor. Congratulations, graduates. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
I am now pleased to introduce the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science from the School of Business. Luke F. Ahern. Joy Onyinye Chukwu Alino. Max Anthony Amendolara. Christian Adele Anastas, Skylar Richard Anson, Michaela Denise Ante, Garugahan Aravinthan, Alexa Jean Arzano, Travis Atson, Duchesne Augustin Jr., Jennifer Aversano, Caitlin Rose Backus, Andrew William Baker, Amanda Hope Barbado, Eric Norris Barlow, Sharon Berry, Carly N. Bowersacks, Tyler John Belfiore, Kayla Elizabeth Birmingham, Kevin Martin Blank, Tyla Janae Blunt, Adriana Leah Bogan, Madison Southard Borden, Kurt Robert Borgman, Elise Mary Bowman, Alexandra Lynn Bradley, Ava M. Brandt, Brendan Michael Brooks. Brendan is a recipient of the Outstanding Student Affairs Leadership Award and the Outstanding Senior Award. Congratulations, Brendan. Matthew Paul Brukowski, Stephen John Bukowski Jr., Amy Melissa Burston, Leanna Laura Calandra, David A. Capella, Christopher Kevin Carroll, Carolyn Marie Carter, Joseph Philip Cassidy, Bradley A. Cates, Zachary Joseph Soretto, Edward H. Cho, Michael William Coffrin, Garrett James Conahan, Bradley Patrick Connolly, Carolyn Ashley Consiglio, Brian Andrew Cookingham, Alexa Victoria Capola, Christopher M. Courtney, Sarah Eve Kotu Gabu, Adam Bruce Cronin, Lindsay Ann Crossman, Jack R. Crowley, Anthony Joseph Kusick, Nicholas Thomas Curry, Zachary Michael Siren, Matthew Arthur Daly, Alexander Diamato, Leanna Elise Danielle, Robert Adam D. Denabictus, Michelle Denise DiFilippo, Eric James DiFrancesco, John Delia, Iku Dang, Maxwell Vincent DePalo, Irma Dervasevic, John Anthony DeFato, Brandon Vincent Denoda, Madison Rose Donahue, Quinn Alexander Driggin, Christina Brooke Duran, Carly Alexandra Duval, Megan M. Dyson, Alex J. Edelman, Rachel Ertman, Estefania Estrada Zavala, Julian Alexander Fernandez, Lauren Nicole Ferry, Jennifer J. Finley. Jennifer is the recipient of the Biomedical Marketing Department Student Achievement Award. Congratulations, Jennifer. Giuseppe Luca Feduli, Elena Carly Gallen, Sienna Garcia, Heidi Lenisa Gardner, Jenna Lynch Gardner, Kendall Julia Geary, Angela Garacci, Brianna Paige Gerndt, Jake Austin Glassheim, Ryan McLeod Glushek, Matthew Joseph Godas, Stephen James Gorham, Amanda Lee Guskos, Carly Marie Govea, Jake Ryan Govea, Ashley Rose Govea, Olivia Marie Halley, Brandon Hamlet, Tori Jean Hannon, Ryan Michael Harrington, Avery Muriel Hayes, Tyler David Henchcliffe, Destiny Carol Ann Henry, Joshua Vincent Hertel, Abigail Susan Hinsley, Christopher Capucciati Horowitz, Jacob Thomas Horrigan, Raheel Jane, Noah Kelly James, Regina M. Joseph. Regina is a recipient of the Entrepreneurship Student Achievement Award. Congratulations, Regina. Jocelyn Lisa Joy, Derek Kasperzik, Niall Anthony Kelly, Celine Zeynep Kilich, Natalie Elizabeth Kimmel, Tony Kong, Dale J. Conniff, Nicole B. Consomanis, Nicholas Vincent Lamparelli, Amy Elizabeth Laverty. Amy is the recipient of this year's Ronald Merrigan Award from the accounting department. Congratulations, Amy. Evan A. Lemoyne, Kevin Patrick Lewis, Anthony C. Liuzza, Samantha Page Loud. Samantha is a recipient of this year's Marketing Department Student Achievement Award. Congratulations, Samantha. Patrick Ryan Lynch, Victoria Machado, Cole Michael Mafera, Nicholas Anthony Maniscalco, Kelly Barbara Manzo, Brandon Scott Marone, Andre Joel Marrero, Abby Esmeralda Martin, Jamie Taylor Maxwell, Stephen Anthony McAvoy, Jake Ryan McCarthy, Connor Desmond McCoy, Taylor Jean McEachern, Brenna Burns McGeady, Nathan John Medeiros, Lauren Haley Meisner, Sean J. Malicki, Joseph Dominic Morelli Jr., Nicholas George Moscato, Cameron Joseph Maury, Francesco Nicola Mucciaro III, Connor Michael Murphy, Peter Richard Murphy, Alexandra Marie Nauta, Brian Daniel Nelson, Nicole Irene Ninesling, Jillian Marie O'Reilly, Madison Rachel O'Reilly, Courtney O'Connor, Jessica Aaron O'Keefe, Kelly O'Mara, Dean M. Opezi, Charles Andrew Ortiz, Paige Louise Peck, Nicole Pestana, Alexia Talia Petros, Matthew John Pinciero, Marissa Louise Pizzieri, Casey Lynn Plitt, Adam T. Porrell, Shweta Thanwar Punjabi, Benjamin James Rand, Sean Patrick Reagan. Sean is the recipient of the Computer Information Systems Outstanding Senior Award. Congratulations, Sean. Danielle Lynn Ressa, Yordi Noah Reyes Ochoa, Siobhan Courtney Robinson, Jessica Rodriguez, Alejandra Carid Rodriguez, Orlando Benjamin Rodriguez, Jordan Celestiano Rodriguez, Anthony Joseph Russo Jr., Ashana Sadwani, Zaina Salem, Joshua Tyler Salgado, Lindsay A. San Clemente. Lindsay is the recipient of this year's President's Scholarship Award, the Alumni Association Undergraduate Academic Achievement Award, the Finance Department Outstanding Senior Award, and the Edward J. Scannell Prize for Service. Congratulations for all of these awards, Lindsay. Renee Nicole Sanford. Renee is the recipient of the International Business Award. Congratulations, Renee. Sophia Santavasi, Jenna Sanzo, Andrew Joseph Sarro, Michael Scafura Jr., Nicholas James Scalora, Alan John Schmitz IV, Jake Tyler Schneps, Alexander Michael Scott, Alexandra Layla Sims, Sabit Jr. Sira, Kyle Edward Smith, Megan Catherine Smith, Jessica Aaron Sorabella, Kevin Matthew Spark, Ryan Andrew Spur, Stephen Edward Struar, Saba Surgulat, Victoria Rose Sweet, Madison Ann Swilling, Jessica Emily Skotnicki, Katie Diane Tabin, Kevin J. Tada, Jill Veronica Turana, Alec James Tiefenbecker, Ella Isabel Trainer, Samantha Lockye Tran, Bettina Tropia, Riley Mastro Turner, Vanessa Chenier Udoji. Vanessa is this year's recipient of the Belizzi McMullen Leadership Award. Congratulations, Vanessa. Hannah Nicole Van Walwich, Barbara Vandish, Carly Rose Vecchio, Larissa Vina, Gianna L. Violano, Sarah Rose Walsh, Brinkley Michaela Welty, Brandon Pierce Weston, Alexander Joseph Whelan, Brooke Gail Whipke, Lydia Taylor Wielgus. Lydia is this year's recipient of the President's Scholarship Award and the Alumni Association Undergraduate Academic Achievement Award. Congratulations, Lydia. Lindsay Nora Marie Williams, Benjamin Mitchell Wolf, Joseph Anthony Young, Justin Joseph Young, Natalie Zaloba, Gabriel M. Zambrano, Matthew Zimmer, Stephen Reed Zindel, Danielle Zanutas. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the School of Business candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science.
Thank you, Dean O'Connor. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon all of our graduates the degree of Bachelor of Science with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
At this point, we're going to At this point, we'll scroll through all of today's graduates from the School of Business. And while the names are scrolling, I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of the faculty and staff and alumni from the School of Business to congratulate all of our School of Business graduates. These are the names you see scrolling now. For all of the graduates, it has been our absolute pleasure and honor to have you as our students. As our commencement speaker said, you are incredibly resilient. We know that you will do amazing things. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for all the effort you made in the classes. Thank you for what we learned from all of you. It is a two-way street. Thank you to your parents, loved ones, and friends who have supported you through this journey and who will continue to support you as you move forward into the next phase of life. Please stay in touch with us, remain an active part of Bobcat Nation. And again, congratulations to all of you and congratulations to all of tonight's graduates.
Thank you, Dean O'Connor, and congratulations, as he said, to all of the graduates from the School of Business. You really should take this moment to kind of relish in your achievement and really honor what you have done, which is an accomplishment in any time, but at this moment is especially worthy of celebration. So it is now my pleasure to turn the master's ceremonies portion of this over to Dr. Justin Kyle, who is the Dean of the School of Engineering, in order to introduce the candidates from the School of Engineering.
Thank you, Provost Leibowitz. I am pleased to introduce the candidates for the degree of Masters of Science in Cybersecurity from the School of Engineering. Brian Anthony Craco. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the School of Engineering candidates for the degree of Masters of Science in Cybersecurity.
Thank you, Dean Kyle, and congratulations to our graduate, the first graduate in our Cybersecurity Master's Program. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you, our graduate, the degree of Master of Science in Cybersecurity with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
I am pleased to introduce the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts from the School of Engineering. Michael Wu. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the School of Engineering candidates for the degree of Bachelors of Arts.
Thank you, Dean Kyle. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you, our graduate, the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Engineering with the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations to you.
I am pleased to introduce the candidates for the degree of Bachelors of Science from the School of Engineering. John Diego Arteaga. Michael Alexander Austin. Brendan Patrick Brown. Patrick Christopher Cambereri. Antonio Salvatore Capello. Madeline Marie Chaparero. No. Thomas Alexander Kotow. John Thomas Crawford. John is the recipient of the Outstanding Achievement in Mechanical Engineering Award. Congratulations, John. Nathan C. Caputo. John D. Martinez. John is the recipient of the Outstanding Achievement in Civil Engineering Award. Congratulations, John. Daniela Rosa DiZenzo. Megan Elizabeth Donnelly. Megan is the recipient of the Outstanding Achievement in Industrial Engineering Award. Congratulations, Megan. John Eamon Duffy. Tyler Jean Hall. Ryan James Hanlon. Matthew Holmes Johnson. Anthony Michael Lee Ochi. Brandon Thomas Lowley. Brandon is the recipient of the Outstanding Achievement in Software Engineering Award. Congratulations, Brandon. Matteo Dominique Longobardi. Hunter Charles Lotierzo. James Joseph Mazik. Darian Shandon McIntosh. Dang Min Kwao Guen. Haran Omar Asgol. Simona Francesca Pano. Joseph Edward Passanati. Joseph is the recipient of the Outstanding Senior Award. Congratulations, Joseph. Rachel Olivia Piscatelli. Nicholas Andrew Rajaratman. Evan William Grigsby. Daniel Samuel Roth. Mark A. Russo Jr. Joseph B. Tamborori. Cameron P. Weber. Madam President, I have the honor to present from the School of Engineering candidates for the degree of Bachelors of Science.
Thank you, Dean Kyle. And congratulations to all of our graduates. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science with all of the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations to each of you.
I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of our School of Engineering graduates whose names you see scrolling on the screen now. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the School of Engineering, we wish you the best and have greatly enjoyed being part of your journey. We know you will accomplish great things, and we look forward to seeing you return to campus someday. Please stay an active part of Bobcat Nation.
Thank you, Dean Kyle, and congratulations to all of the graduates from the School of Engineering. I am pleased now to introduce our undergraduate student speakers. First, we will hear from Zachary Siren from the School of Business. Zachary is a finance major from Syosset, New York.
Well, first I'd like to thank President Olian, Provost Leibowitz, and all the deans, administration, and faculty from both the School of Business and the School of Engineering, and of course, all our family and friends for the support during these challenging times. Tempus fugit, or as the Romans say, time flies, and we just flew into a fresh new era with endless possibilities. We are the class of 2020, and what a time to be alive. It was not a walk in the park to get here. Graduating from a great university is something to be proud of, because not everyone is afforded the same opportunities we've had. And I bet everyone was challenged at some point, whether it was in class, in your family life, your social life, but we all persevered and we're here now. What is the biggest takeaway you have from the School of Business? Because I'll tell you mine. It's a good thing to be ambitious. If we think about everything this school offers, there's no excuse for any of us here not to succeed. And when I say succeed, I do not mean you have to be a billion-dollar hedge fund manager or CEO. It means accomplishing your goals and dreams and anything crazy or impossible you set your mind and heart to. I remember back in freshman year in an introductory business class called SB 101, we had a simulation called Mike's Bikes, and our whole class was competing, giving it 100%. And I like to think it was the same in all other sections. Everyone wanted to compete and win. It was a great way to introduce us to the world of business and a great segue into networking. The good thing about the School of Business is that it pushes us all out of our comfort zones and to expand our networks and horizons. I was able to meet so many incredible people throughout my 4 years at Quinnipiac, and there's still so many I've yet to meet. That's how big our school is, and it's a good thing. Everyone here can agree the school has been very supportive of the students and their ambitions. My dream is to make movies, and I have one of the largest film studios in America. When I was looking at business schools, I was attracted to Quinnipiac's flexibility. At the time, I remember that very few schools let me in both a business and film program, and I absolutely made the right choice. A wise man once said, don't let your dreams be dreams. You just need to do it. Don't be afraid of something because it's harder than you think. Don't get discouraged if what you're after is being sought by more intelligent and accomplished individuals. The school has taught us you can get there by outworking our rivals and being more creative in your approach. Also, it's important to not be afraid to call your shot. Some would say it's being cocky. I say it's being confident. And I say, why shoot for the stars? You don't believe your shot has a chance of hitting. Be ambitious, class of 2020. We started here in 2016, and now it's 2020. The business school has supplied us with a wealth of knowledge and opportunities. Everyone here can agree the university as a whole has elevated its name recognition and has been a great place to learn. Quinnipiac is huge, and the name keeps getting fame, and after today just got 10 times more famous because everyone from the class of 2020 has graduated. Congratulations to everyone.
Thank you very much, Zachary, and congratulations to you. So I am pleased now to introduce our School of Engineering student speaker, Megan Donnelly. Megan is an industrial engineering major from Hopatcong, New Jersey.
Sorry about that, was muted. But thank you, and thank you to all the friends, the families, the students, the faculty and staff for joining us tonight by clicking on the Zoom link in our emails. Before I get started, I'd like to thank my parents, my brothers, my sisters, and my friends for all the love and support over the past 4 years. I wouldn't be here tonight speaking at my college graduation without you all, and I love you all so much. Class of 2020. I miss seeing you guys in the classroom, but I'm glad that we're all here tonight over Zoom celebrating us. Who would have thought that we'd be graduating in the middle of a global pandemic? We began our college careers like everyone else, snoozing our 8 a.m.s, alarms, the long nights in the libraries, and Saturdays at Toads, and all that eventually turned into Fridays at Aunchie's, even longer nights in the CCE basement, and snoozing our alarms for those 11 a.m. classes. Back in March, though, that all changed very quickly, as I'm sure you all remember seeing that first email over spring break informing us that we would no longer be on campus for the rest of the semester. When I first read that email, there was no words to describe what I was feeling. I realized that we weren't going to have a lot of our last night out, our last formal, our last game, our last walk across the quad, our last big test, our last meal in the calf. Actually, I'm really okay without that last meal in the calf. But the class of 2020 never got a proper goodbye to Quinnipiac, like we all thought we would. Even with everything going on in the world, though, there's a silver lining to it all. Sure, we spent the last few months in our parents' house, back at home, but we got to spend time with our families that we wouldn't have gotten normally. We were able to adapt to a whole new way of learning that was new to everyone, and that just shows how flexible and accommodating our class is. We were able to wake up 5 minutes before class and not have to worry about being late or finding parking in North Lot. We were able to do final presentations in the comforts of our own home and in sweatpants. And we were able to finish our degrees during a pandemic because we are here tonight celebrating us and all of our accomplishments. Yes, the overall situation is difficult, and there have been and will continue to be so many bumps in the road, and I'm talking more bumps than Mount Carmel had before they paved it, but there's always something good in every situation. The emperor from the Disney movie Mulan said that the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. The class of 2020 is that flower that bloomed. We overcame the difficulties, the stress, and the hardship during the past few months, both academically and personally. And because of that, we are stronger for it, we are more dynamic for it, we are more effective for it, and we are the best we can be because of it. To my fellow engineers, go out there and show the world what QU engineers can do, and trust me, I know they can do amazing things. From day one of orientation, to the fine art electives that taught us to be more carefree than careful, to our final capstone presentations, we have grown so much as students, as people, and as young professionals. To the class of 2020, always remember that there is a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, and it's shining at the end of every day. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Megan, and congratulations to you. So on behalf of President Olean and the entire university community, I offer the congratulations to the class of 2020. And as we conclude today's ceremony, I want to thank all of you for your patience with today's virtual program. It's our sincere hope that you were able to celebrate and enjoy this culmination of your time with us here at Quinnipiac, and that you will remain an active member of the Bobcat Nation. We wholeheartedly congratulate you on your accomplishments and appreciate being able to have this opportunity to celebrate them with you. Congratulations and good night, class of 2020.